What's up guys, welcome back for another YgoPro duel video. Next match, Cross-Banlist Cup. Again, right side of the brackets, two decks that already lost their matchup previously in the top 16 playoffs, but as you know, a deck still needs to lose twice throughout the tournament to be completely out. One loss can still prove, at least it still means that any particular deck can still win the Cross-Banlist Cup, like last year, right? The matchup of today, both Tidal Mermails, at least yeah, we have Tidal Mermails taking on Blue Eyes, again one of the more recent decks in this year's Cross-Banlist Cup. The first deck, this is of course Tidal Mermails Prime, one of the best Mermail decks throughout the history of this game, simply because of triple Tidal in the main deck and then one off stream to first of all trigger a couple of your Roto monsters at the same time, special summoning a powerful level 7 beast stick on your side of the field, opening up those rank 7 Exceed plays, right? And Double Maxi, not to forget, quite of an important card in the Cross-Banlist Cup, and of course throughout the history of this game. Second list we have Blue Eyes. This should be Shunsuke Hiyama's winning, was it? Yeah, it should be winning's world's list. 42 cards in the main deck, double Master as well, double Maxi and double Veiler, two very important hand traps, as we already know, since again those can definitely you know, mean that this particular deck list can win over any other list. Double Wing Blast and the one of Vanity's Emptiness here in the main deck. It's also one of those cards next to Maxi, which can definitely already win a particular duel if it's drawn, right? So which deck has the advantage? Well, it might be 50-50. Both decks are quite good, of course, can establish a big board, but if you take a look at Blue Eyes, for example, with the level 9 synchro that can negate grave effects. And then if you look at Mermails, well, Mermails do have a lot of graveyard effects, so that level 9 Blue Eyes synchro monster should be already an MVP. Then again, Mermails do have a lot of effect negation. I'm looking at, for example, your Abyss Gaios, very powerful card, right? Breakthrough Skill, Abyss Sphere, and let's not forget Tidal. Okay, let's hop in and do the first duel. Okay, game number 1. I'll let my opponent start. You know, Blue Eyes doesn't really want to go first, right? Again, it's one of those decks that it can definitely be very solid, very good if it draws well, but if, again, that's one of their biggest disadvantages is breaking, right? All of those draw cards, for example, needing those two card combinations. The normal summon of Sage definitely helps him out, searching out one of the smaller level, well, Blue Eyes stones, right, to get the engine going, eventually also having, at least giving him access to the alternative, and of course the regular Blue Eyes, and going for his MVP, right? Again, Abyss Sphere not during his main phase 2, since again he will just negate the graveyard effect. Is it of Gunly or Linda? You know, the recruiter, like the Mystic Tomato alike card. So I think my only plan or only potential to go to play was to go for Abyss Lead during my turn and then go to the battle phase to try to attack or force out the force out the tribute of his level 9 synchro of going for the Azure Eyes and then, you know, after that potentially using the graveyard effects, but nope. That sadly wasn't the case, and I believe it was due to Twin Twister he got the free way to OTK. So game number 2, this time I opt to start. Okay, he does have 5, at least he will eventually get a 6th card, but if he doesn't draw into Maxi, I should have, well, you know, I should be in a very good position, since again Maxi against Mermails is like always a +1, you know, because of Abyss Sphere, going for, is it Gunda or Linda, get the Surge, special summon, so that eventually will always turn out to be a +1 for the opponent. So Maxi, very important card here in this matchup for Blue Eyes. Anyway, this is a super devastating first turn play for Mermails, right? Having the Mooling, I think this was an okay play, right? Going for Abyss Gaios, Draco Sack, leading to 5 water monsters in the graveyard, leading to Mooling Glades, yeah. Rip at least 2 cards from my opponent's Blue Eyes hand, again giving him less options to go for those 2 card combinations of trade-in or of cards of consonance, you know, to prevent him from getting his engine going. So game number 3, again, he lets me start, so I'm going first this time again, having the 6th card. Breakthrough Skill, very important card against, again, the level 9 Blue Eyes monster. Effect negation, very solid against Sage, for example, but my hand isn't that great. Normal summoning the Diva and fall to effect failure, that's a bummer. So no marksman into, well, depends, right? Probably into Dragoons, opening up a Trishula play. Trishula would have been very solid. potentially forcing out, as you see, one of those wing blasts here in the back row, but he does keep both of them, for a good reason, right? Why should you use Wind Blast on Diva or Abyss? What is it called? You know, the weaker Abyss Megalo, you know, the one you don't want to draw. Anyway, top deck into Heavy Storm, getting rid of both Wing Blast, use Breakthrough Skill to force out the Graveyard Negation from the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, and eventually, you know, he will just tribute for Azure Eyes, and Azure Eyes is again something I underestimated. Okay, Mooling Glacier will force out another effect failure, and maybe, now I think of it, I probably should have gone for Dracossack with 2 tokens. Okay, he would have reborn another Blue Eyes here, but seeing now here in his hand, what could he have done, right? So me with 2 tokens, Sage doesn't have attack, so he was forced to attack both tokens, right? And then with Dracossack live next turn, I probably would have destroyed, or you know, been able to destroy his Azure Eyes, so I definitely would have been in a much better position, but again, my hand wasn't that great. Well, eventually he just had the perfect answers, and I had no immediate answer against that full defense, 3k defense, protected by its effect, Azure Eye Silver Dragon. And now, yeah, it was just a matter of time him going for a big beat stick in case, here in this case being Dark Matter Dragon, using the effect to attack twice during the same battle phase, and that's definitely more than enough to attack for a game. So, yeah. This matchup, eventually, after playing, it felt that, well, yeah, Blue Eyes definitely had the advantage over Mermails, as I mentioned before. The hand traps up mainly the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, the level 9 Synchro, negating those grave effects, and of course the protection effects of Azure Eyes as well proved to be very important. So, yep, Tidal Mermails is out of the tournament, and Blue Eyes will move on to the top 8 bracket here on the left side, the top 8 bracket of the losers bracket, right? So, next matchup, again, like always, feel free to leave your predictions. Will be here on the left side, all the way on the top. Goblin Zombies, or you know, Goblin Zombie, you know, OCG Teledad Zombie versus Chronomelis. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks so much, and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.